Now, also here in Washington, a recent conference brought together people from all walks of life to discuss the challenges of Africa's women.
We are here to discuss the issues surrounding women's empowerment today.
The 2009 Women's Empowerment Conference gave women in Washington an opportunity to hear about life for women in Africa. World Bank Vice President for Africa, Obiageli Ezekwesili, says for many, life is dismal.
The face of unemployment amongst youth in Africa is actually not the young man you see in the urban city. It's the face of a young African woman.
Among the reasons, lack of education, unemployment, premature marriages, and poor access to health facilities. Conference panelist Regina Amadi, formerly of the International Labour Organization, also cited the lack of land. All leave women poverty-stricken and vulnerable to abuse and violence.
Land ownership is linked to wealth creation. Women, we don't have access to wealth creation. And education is the light, is the way you participate.
The National Geographic Society and the British Embassy co-sponsored the conference. Among the guests, Baroness Valerie Amos of Britain's House of Lords. Barbara Paulson of National Geographic magazine says countries stand to gain by empowering women.
So many of the stories that we work on, we find that there's a common theme, and it's that if you give one woman the opportunity to change her life, to improve her life, the whole community benefits. It's as simple as that.
But changing social norms is not that simple, says Amina Saloom Ali, the African Union's ambassador to the U.S.
Traditional and cultural issues really create sort of a barrier to development, especially in the issues of empowerment, for instance, ownership of property.
Human rights and other aid groups often call on world leaders to help alleviate poverty for women in Africa. But Nieman Kuku of the Gender Center for Research and Training in Sudan says women should be consulted on important issues that affect them.
We have to look to women at grassroots level, how we can mobilize them, how we can raise their awareness to organize themselves.
Women of Africa and women of the world have evolved and transcended despite their hardship.
Panelists said change is in the air for women. Ritu Sharma Fox of the organization Women Thrive Worldwide mentioned proposed U.S. legislation called the International Violence Against Women Act.
This is a bill that comprehensively, holistically looks at violence against women, state-sponsored violence, the kind of systematic violence that we see in Darfur and the Democratic Republic of Congo. It covers violence in the workplace, sexual harassment, discrimination.
This was the second women's conference to be held in Washington. Britain's First Lady, Sarah Brown, urged world governments to adhere to international standards for the advancement of women.